Okay, this is the Paper Princess, and we are back to finish up our last page of the Sweet Treats album, and we are ready for page 8. So page 8 has a few flaps, not bad. Let's see, we've got, if you want to write this down, we have flap A is 7 7/8 by 7 1/4, and again, 7 7/8 is 2 lines before 8. B, 7 7/8 by 4 1/2. C is 8 7/8 by 3 1/2. D is 5 by 4 1/2. E, 8 7/8 by 3 1/4. That's going to be a little booklet we're going to make. And there are 2 B's. So 2 are at 7 7/8 by 4 1/2. So you need another one of those. Forgot about that. Tucked under there. So I'm going to set my page 8 aside and bring out my scoreboard. Okie doke. Let's start with A. A, we're going to score a 1/2 inch with the 7 1/4 inch side facing up. So just going to make sure. Yes. Okay, so we are going to score this at 1/2 inch. B, so there's 2 of these, and we're going to score these with the 4 1/2 inch side facing up. C is a pocket, and we want to have our 8 7/8 facing the top because that's going to be open. D. D, oh my goodness, let's see. This is a side pocket for the top. So we want to score on 3 sides. And I'm going to have my 4 1/2 inch side facing up. So let me just make sure. Okay, so this is going to be a side pocket at the top of our flaps. One of the flaps. So let's start there with 4 1/2 inch side facing up and score, then turn it to the right, score, turn it to the right again. Okay, so E. E is a little booklet we're going to make, and so this was 8 7/8 by 3 1/4, and we want to score at 1 line at 4 3/8. So that is 2 lines before 4 1/2. So I put a little pencil mark right there. It's basically in the middle here. So let's make sure. Yep, that's just going to make a little booklet, and that's going to go in our D pocket. So I'm going to set that aside. And we'll tape the rest of these here. Let's start with A. Okay. Both of our B's. see is a pocket. D is also a pocket, but this pocket will be facing sideways on one of the B flaps. Let's press this down. Okay, I'm going to press down my little booklet too. All right, so let's bring back my page 8 up here. And this one, let's start with flap A. Now flap A is going to be, we're going to put it, it's going to wind up in the middle. It's not against the, flush against the top. So what you do for that kind of thing, I will show you. We're going to measure it based on the bottom first, and wherever we want that bottom to land, that's where we'll press and put our tape down. Okay, so I'm gonna want to corner around this so you know that you lift up a flap. And that's a personal choice also. Okay. So now I'm going to take off my backing. And I'm going to leave it so that there's just a little bit of black showing here. It just looks good that way. And I've got it lined up where the sides, there's just a little bit showing, like a 1/16 of an inch, maybe an 1/8 on each side. Looks good to me, looks even, make sure it looks even across the bottom to you. And then hold it down firmly and then just tuck that under and press down. Just like that. Okay. Voila. So the top, let's take our 2 B flaps and fold these over. So basically, we're going to have one going across the top like that, and this one is going to be where it faces up. So it's going to go like that, and then this will pull down. So this top flat B is going to pull down that way, and this will be up here. Okay, so what I want to do is I actually want my tape to go under here. So no problem. I'm just going to put another piece of tape under there. Hold up. That way my linen side is face up. If it doesn't bother you, you can just make your fold go the other way and your flat side will be facing up. so this is going to go under here like that. And this is going to be covered up with paper, but I think just so I don't run into any trouble down the line, I'm going to take off that piece of paper that we tape that we originally had. Because it's not too big of a deal to take that off. So I just want to, and realize it goes the other way. So I had to have my tape going underneath. Okay. Okay, so let's stick our first flat B, and that goes across the top. So I'm going to turn this over, take off this tape backing, and put it there. And so I'm lining this edge of this flap with flap A, tucking this under, and using my thumbs to guide me so that it's flush across the top of page 8. So there it is. And this is my other B. So this is our textured side, and right under there is where I put the score tape. And that, basically what you do is you line this up. I want to make sure. Okay. Don't press anything down until you look across, and you want to be a little bit before that score line. You want this flat B to be just above that score line. And it's all laying flat. And then that would go like this. Okay? Just like that. If you want to corner around it, you could. It's just that we're going to have a pocket right over here. So that I wouldn't round, but if you want to round this corner, just so people know to pull that down. Otherwise they might miss that. So I'm just going to put one. It's up to you. That way people will see paper under there and they'll know to take this tab and pull it down. All right, so let's work on our, we have a side pocket up here. And I'm going to cut my corners. Fold this over. And I just want to lay it on top of my B flap here and just make sure. No, that is not fitting. So I'm supposed to go that way? Let me see. Yes, I was supposed to go that way. Oker-doker. Not a problem. We didn't lay it down, so I am sorry about that, but I'm going to cut another D flap real quick. Sorry. But D is, and I'll write this on the cut list too. I'll have to make a change on the cut list, which side you face up. But real quick, we can do this. 5. That's why you lay it down first, just in case, because that happens every once in a while. By 4.5. Every once in a while. All right, so before I had starting with the 4.5-inch side facing up. I want the 5-inch side facing up. 5-inch side facing up. Let's score that on 3 sides. Before I do anything, I'm going to lay this down and see where my score lines come. That is the way I want it. So, sorry about that. Let's tape this up. Not too bad. It was just a small piece. Let's cut our corner. Let's try this again. Take that. That is exactly the way I want it. So I've got, turn this facing me. And I'll put that right on the, goes right up against the edge. It's got just enough room on the top and bottom. All right. Yep. Okay. And we'll take our tape off the sides. And make sure my booklet fits in there. Yes, it does. Okay, so let's get some magnets down. Okay, so for the bottom flap here, I'm just going to put one in the middle. In the middle right here. Okay. All right, now our top flaps. I am going to, let me see if I need two. Let's see. I'm going to put one right about here. Yes, I will put it just above the pocket there, so it won't be so many thick layers of paper. So I can see my pocket a little bit. I am going to take this off, put it just above where the pocket is. And then I'm going to want one here. I'm going to put one right there. And there goes another pack of magnets. There, it looks nice, and I'm going to have my little booklet here. And a little bit sticks out, so you can pull that out. And that's it. Now, I will show you the papers that I used to decorate this. This is our last page. Oh no. So what I did is I have one of these square cutouts again, and that was what was left, a sweet strawberry shortcake. For the booklet again, there was another one, another cutout, and I gotta line that with white, just haven't done it yet. On here I used this paper, kind of looks like wallpaper, but it is on the same page as this teacups. This teacup paper is from the 8x8. And that's probably from the 12x12. You can see the flowers are a little bigger. So this is from the 8x8. And let's see, when you pull this down, there's a pack of these macaroons, and that's from the 8 and 8 also. It's a little smaller. And when you lift that up, that's the same, that's from the 12x12, same as this. This is just a piece from the 12x12, same teacup paper as this, and I put a little chipboard there that is pastries. And when you lift this up, this, I love that paper. Oh, that's why I made it the cover, but this is our bake shop, and you get 2 of them, and that's in the Dress My Craft. So I put one up here. This is, I think, the same paper from Dress My Craft, and I took one sheet and just cut it right to about there, and so it goes nice. And this was left over. Piece of chocolate makes everything better, and you could put more things in there. So that goes like that, that goes like that. The back cover is the same as the front. This pocket is, it's a 9x5. So if you score on each side, it winds up being 4.5 inches. So nice and deep. You can hold lots of things in here without them going flying around. This was a piece left over from the 12x12. I cut out the tea kettle, and the teacups from the same paper as that. And that is it for the back cover. Oh, let me do the cutout, the side pocket. This is just a strip from that same paper. Now these pockets, again, I think I gave you the measurements. Let's look real quick. I gave the measurements in one of my earlier videos, page 1 probably. But this is an 8 3/4 inch paper by 7 3/4. I gave a nice corner rounding. This paper I also used, it's thicker than the 80 pound. It's the 100 or 110. It's 8.5 by 11. I got it like at Michael's, and it's just thicker. So I used that in the middle. But you can use the 80 pound if you don't have that, and by the time you put pictures in paper, it'll be thicker. So I did 4 of those, and then the back cover is teacups. That's from Dress My Craft, and that is it. I hope you enjoyed this book. It was a lot of fun. Loved it. Again, you can decorate these, put little pearly things on there, sprinkles, glitter. You can have fun with this book and go crazy. So, hope you liked it. If you like it, subscribe to my page. The more subscribers I get, the more I can post videos. And if you subscribe, you'll be notified when there's a new tutorial. So, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you for the next project.